Okay, real quick lesson. Why do I drink distilled water? Try to get the purest water I can. Other people are saying like, well, why don't you just drink spring water? That's fine. Well, every once in a while, sure. But here's why. I was thinking, maybe not. Maybe go for the best kind of water you can get without all the heavy, hard minerals in it, not the stuff that's been converted by sunlight. The reason why is it's kind of like this. We're meant to have minerals and vitamins in the body, but the hard minerals, the stuff that's in the ground, right in raw form, can't just have that go right into your body because it has been transformed by photosynthesis. Now, this is not my own idea, by the way. This is kind of like after doing some reading about it, lots of different sources. The whole idea behind, well, what kind of water should we drink? Tap water? Should we get the spring water? Should we get the artesian water? And how about distilled water? What's the best water to drink? Anyway, back to what we were saying, the hard minerals right in the ground, they're in like a raw state. Maybe it's called they're in the inorganic state. Meaning they can't go right into your body's tissues because they're in a raw, rough state. They're underground. And that's what the water transports these things under the ground into the rivers. That's what goes into the water that you drink that you call spring water. But it's in a hard state, so the tissues can't absorb it. Where does it go? One of the biggest ideas is that it goes into the tissues and causes a fossilization over a period of time, hardening the arteries, goes into the brain, maybe hardens those tissues, those fine tissues of the brain, gets stuck in all the joints in the body so that you start to develop joint pain and all these kinds of things too. Calcium buildup. Where does all that come from? A lot of this kind of stuff. Okay, so the whole idea here is that you've got, for example, a way that God has built into the whole situation to get the minerals into your body that you do need, but in such a way that it's going to be done through a process that he's involved in called photosynthesis. Okay, so you have the plant here above ground. You see the roots stretching down under the ground to grab hold of the minerals. Okay, now the minerals are sucked up and drawn up through these root systems into the plant, and then the sunlight here, you got the sun here, okay, and the sun is affecting this plant by photosynthesis, the rays and so forth. So as these minerals are drawn up through the plant, the sunlight is causing a change. So that those minerals now are inside the plant's body, but they're transformed. And so like with our vegetables that grow in the ground and so forth, you know, your carrots, your lettuce, your cabbage, all these things, absorbing all these nutrients right from the ground, but it goes into the plant itself, and it's changed there so that when you eat the plant, not the minerals directly, but you eat the plant with all the transformed by photosynthesis minerals and vitamins, those things go into the body, they can get into the tissues, then they can deliver you health. But you can't really just eat these right out of the ground, skipping this whole process because they haven't been transformed, they have nowhere to go inside the body, so they just cling to the tissues or the body will transport them to the extremities unless the body can get rid of them somehow. Okay, so that's the problem with drinking, I think, at least that's my opinion, drinking water with a lot of hard, raw, inorganic minerals in them. The body can't use them. So anyway, coming really fast into here, this is why I got the Distiller, and I've talked about this before. I love this thing because what it does is it takes water right out of the tap. You put it in this machine, it holds about a gallon, and inside this machine it boils the water from here, and then up inside this part, what it does is it takes the water and delivers it through these coils, and then causes it to come out the spout into this bottle here. Pure, completely, perfectly pure water. And then, what is then the whole benefits? These 20 facts here I listed here about from this book here about distilled water, which I think are great. I'll rattle them off real quick. It's water that has been turned into vapors so that its impurities are left behind. Upon condensing, it becomes pure distilled water. It's the only type of water which meets the definition of water, hydrogen plus oxygen. It is perfectly natural water. It's odorless, colorless, and tasteless, free of virtually all inorganic minerals, including salt. It is the only natural solvent that can be taken into the body without damage to the tissues. Acts as a solvent in the body by dissolving nutrients so that it can be assimilated and taken into every cell. Dissolves the cell waste so that the toxins can be removed. Dissolves inorganic mineral substances lodged in the tissues of the body so that such substances can be eliminated in the process of purifying the body. So all those other minerals that were from the ground that were going right into your body, You see, through spring water and river water, all these kinds of things going into your body, those things have nowhere to go. So this water here will take some of those problem minerals, as inorganic, unconverted minerals, it'll take them and wash them out of the body so that they don't gather and build up in the tissues, in the brain, all these places where we need to have good, healthy tissues. So it takes care of that process there. It does not leach out organic body minerals, but does collect and remove the toxic inorganic minerals which have been rejected by the cells of the body, therefore nothing more than harmful debris obstructing the normal functions of the body. It is indeed the most ideal and beneficial water for all humans and also for animals. It leaves no residue of any kind when it enters the body. It is the most perfect water for the healthy functioning of those great sieves, the kidneys. It's the perfect liquid for the blood. Is the ideal liquid for efficient functioning of the lungs, stomach, liver, and other vital organs. Is universally accepted as the standard for biomedical applications and for drinking water purity. It is so pure that all drug prescriptions are formulated with distilled water. It's fresh, clean, and pleasing to the palate. Makes foods and drinks prepared with it taste noticeably better. Flavor is subtle enough to interfere with food it's mixed with. It's the only pure water left on our polluted planet. Remember, distilled water is the healthiest water and the greatest natural water on earth. I took this from this book, again, by Bragg. I like what he writes about. I like how these things are put together. Paul Bragg and his daughter, Patricia Bragg, I think, took over the company. It's called Water, The Shocking Truth. It's an excellent breakdown of why you drink the purest water that you can find. Distilled is not the only one recommended, but it is one of the better ones. And I remember one time I was in the seminary, I made coffee out of the tap, used tap water, put it in my machine, brought a couple of my friends over, we're sitting around talking about God and drinking coffee. And they're like, why does your coffee taste like lead? Because the pipes were built, along with the seminary in 1929. All that lead coming through the water of the pipes finds its way through the tap into the coffee, and it's pure poison. And not only that, but even in modern homes, all sorts of problems. Now, this house we live in, it's a beautiful house. It's about 5-6 years old. But even so, with all the brand new pipes and everything else, all the wash-off coming through the pipes, copper pipes, PVC, and all these things, the water treatment plant, all the dirt coming through the pipes, coming from miles away, coming to this house, collect in this reservoir down here. Now, I've saved it. About a week's worth of drinking water that you normally would drink, I've been purifying, and all the junk has stayed in this pot. I want to show you what it looks like. So this is basically what goes into your body after about a week. This here is pretty rough. It's like a clay. It's a disgusting slime of a clay, really, that's down there. Did you get to that? Oh, good. And then this kind of stuff has been basically inside your body all that time. Your body tries to get rid of a lot of this stuff, and hopefully you're drinking enough water to get it out, but most of the time you're bringing it back into the body. So if this stuff is inside you, where is it going? Into your arteries, into your brain, into your joints. That's why people are saying, my joints are starting to hurt. Where's all this coming from? Oh, it's just getting old and all this kind of stuff. Is that really true? Or has it got something to do with what's coming out of here? You can't see it. That's true. Now, if I fill up a glass, you can't see it necessarily right off the bat. It looks clean, it looks pure, but it's what's in here. This is what's going into you. Now, people will say, well, okay, that's really great, that's really wonderful. I've got nice, clean, pure water. What am I supposed to do when I do need my minerals? Eat plenty of fruits and vegetables. It's loaded with it. Eat right and eat balanced, and if you really need to, you do what I do. You take some of these liquid multiple minerals. It's soluble. You just pour a little bit of that right into your, find all different kinds of versions of this. Put it in your water a little bit, and you're good and square to go. So the most important thing is consider the kind of water you're drinking. One of these is great. I've had this for over a year, and it's absolutely fantastic. Makes about a gallon every time. Turn it on at night, go to bed, wake up in the morning. I've got a gallon of fresh water right out of the tap. All the junk's down here. The pure essence is right there. And then you can flavor it to taste, do whatever you want. My coffee is excellent. My tea is excellent. And it's an absolute pleasure. So something to think about. People say, well, why do you drink distilled water? That's why.